In this video, we're going to review an industry ratio analysis. And we're going to focus on such skills as protecting the worksheet, protecting certain cells, and commenting in cells. So the first thing it says here, for all worksheets, set print ranges, set headers, and footer. So when you go to a worksheet, first thing you should always do is select the print range. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to say print area, select print area. Then I'm going to go to page setup. And I want to have, we'll start the page here. I'll try landscape. And then margins, header and footer. Trend analysis. And then the footer will be page number. And then hit OK. So now this is important because when we go to print, and this would be the print preview, we'll see that maybe not the best setup because there's a lot of empty space over here. So I'm going to go back to, I'm going to cancel this, go back to the page setup, and I'm going to adjust this to, let's try 85%. And now when I go to print, I'll get a print preview in the print box, and this looks a little bit better. So I'm going to say, show some details. All right, and this is going to be page 1 and page 2. So if I see here, it's the titles are cut off, so that's no good. So if anybody who printed it would not be able to see, I'm going to increase the margin here. And header and footer is fine. So on the sheet, rows repeat at the top. So I want to repeat these rows at the top. Okay, so I'm going to save that as the print area. And now when I go to print, we get a little print preview. And I see that in much better shape as far as how page 1 and page 2, everything is set up good. Okay, so the print ranges are set. And that should be like one of the first or last things you should do depending on how you're building the worksheet. Okay, next it says create comments for the financial ratio titles in column A for both industry and trend. So for the industry, what we have here, if I make this bigger, at the top of the spreadsheet, we have the financial data for the 3 companies. But you see how I'm going to freeze, you should also always freeze relevant, freeze the top row, so because I don't want to see what I'm working with. So these are the financial data, and I can see that this is not formatted. So I'm going to go ahead and format this. This should be in currency here. This is our percent. I'm going to bring that out one. This is a percent. So this should all be formatted to what it's representing. And for anything that's a big dollar amounts, I don't really need to have change. It's just wasting visual space. So all this is also currency. And then down here, this is a number. So these are not dollars. Okay, so once I formatted that, when we're talking about comments, the comments can be entered down here below. And again, I see some formatting issues here. These should be set up as percent, 2 decimal places, and the rest of the formatting looks good. So where the comments should go is right here with the column A, where the financial ratios that we're looking at. So the idea here is for each of the financial ratios to leave a comment as to what the actual formula is. So if we go here to, here is the current ratio. So I'm just going to highlight and copy that, and I'm going to go into here, and then you could right click and hit comment, or I think there's a page up here. Okay, so if I'm on the cell, you can also hit new comment, and then I could put in the comment. All right. So now if you wand over the space, you could see the comment as the formula, and I guess you could even leave a reply. If you right click, you can't see it on the screen. There's also, you can insert new comment. I'll do it up here. So if you right click, there's a new comment here that you can insert, but I'm going to close that. Okay, so you would do this for each of them, the quick ratio. Go over here. Control copy. Go into the industry formula. It's going to hit new comment and then paste that comment in. Now, what's neat about this is once you do the whole column here, you're probably thinking, oh, then I got to redo it over here. You don't necessarily have to redo it over here. So what you can do is when you finish your comments here, you can highlight them, copy, go to the trend analysis, click on paste special, and then in the paste special there'll be comments, and you just click comments, and now it just copied the comments over. So you really only have to do it once on the industry tab all the way down to MVA. And if the formula is not in the formula ratio sheet here, you can just skip it. Okay, so create comments for both. Okay, comments should include ratio formulas, right? Click on show comments, move comments so they don't block the view of the results. Okay, so here, if we go, we want to click on show comment, and then the comments come up over here. So I guess that's new. They used to display them a different way, but that's fine too. Let's see what it says here. Delete thread. So it's actually can create a discussion here too, which is pretty neat. If you're working with somebody, so you leave a comment and you can reply to the comment if you're sharing the spreadsheet back and forth. So at the end of it, you can put that show comment and leave that up. Okay. So back to the memo. On the industry ratio analysis worksheet, use column F to create an industry average. Okay. So up here, go to the top, and I'm going to let me copy and then paste special. And I'm going to just paste the formats. Okay. So now that this is pasted, I'm going to say industry average, and then I might want to go home and say wrap the text. And then for the industry average, basically what I'm going to do here is I'm going to insert a sum. So let me go to formulas. I'll do a auto sum, and then I'm going to divide by 3. So that would be the industry average, and I can copy that down. But you see, I made everything dollars when I copy the industry average down. So I could still highlight this area, control copy, highlight this area, right click, paste special, and then just do formats. So the formats copy over. So it's a quick way of setting the sheet up. And then I should do the industry average down here as well, which would be the same formula where we are just, now here there are some blue lines in between, and you can see that the format isn't matching. So when you're done, you can just highlight the area you want. Oops. And I usually right click and say copy, and then right click and say paste special, and do formats. So the formats copy over. Okay. And then all right. Okay. So back to the memo, you can finish that up. Industry worksheet ratio. Format and protect cell, all cells except C3 to E26. So what we're doing here, this is another formatting. So I want to format this. I want to format all cells except for C2 Okay, so what I'm going to do is going to highlight. Let me highlight everything. This is a fast way of doing it. I'm going to highlight everything. And I'm going to go to I'm going to right click and I'm going to do look for format cells. And then here under we have, this is where you can do number, alignment, font, fill. We're going to go to protection and I'm going to click on locked. So I want to lock all these cells. But what I want to do here is I want to unlock these. So for these, I want to, because these are the ones that says don't protect. So I'm going to format these cells and I'm going to unlock them. Okay. So now what happens when I go to, and you should do the same thing for the trend ratio. There is from C, let's see, we want to lock everything except from say C to, let's see what this says here, C to K26, we want to protect the cells. So you would do the same thing on that worksheet. So once the cells are protected, the next step of after protecting cells, protect sheet. So industry ratio sheet, I want to go up here and under review, there's protect sheet. And it says to create a password, BUS 356. This is optional, but I'm going to create a password. And the memo says that we're going to select certain boxes here. I forgot what those are. So let's go back to the memo. Select lock cell, select lock cells, select unlock cells. Check on, make sure there's format, cells, columns, rows. Okay, so let's go back. First I have to unprotect the worksheet, and now I can protect the worksheet. Putting in the password, which is bus356. So I want to allow users of this to select. Okay, so I'm not allowing users to insert columns or rows or hyperlinks or delete columns, sort or filter or do any of this stuff. So I can control what the user of this file can do. So I'm going to hit OK. So now the whole sheet is protected. So what's going to happen is if a user tries to hit this cell and change it, they're going to get an alert. You can't do that. So if I go down here, you can't change it. You want to change a formula, can't change it. But if I want to go ahead and change one of the areas that we unprotected, I can do that. So this way it prevents, if you have what I would call IU, an IU is an idiot user. So if you're working with people in the office who often delete your formulas or delete something important in your spreadsheet and then come back to you and say, it doesn't work, your spreadsheet's broken. Well, yeah, they broke it. So protecting the spreadsheet is a good way to prevent people from breaking or destroying your formulas. And then you can just kind of create an area where this is the area, the only area allowable for them to enter data into. So this way you can protect your worksheet from people who aren't as Excel savvy from destroying a lot of the work you did in the spreadsheet. Okay, so test the formatted cells, we just did that. And lastly, create an executive summary to analyze McDonald's stock using information from both worksheets, industry and trend worksheet. So basically what you're going to do is, after you create all the formulas, the comments, I already left all the formulas in to make it easier, and you create the industry average, and then you protect both worksheets. Then you're going to look at the numbers to, these numbers up here definitely need to be formatted here too, so you need to format these numbers up here. And then after you can create your executive summary, and then in the executive summary, of course, you can do your financial analysis and recommendation as to whether or not your customer should buy McDonald's stock. Okay, so that's my overview of this file that focuses on protecting cells, protecting sheets, and inserting comments. So the whole kind of theme of this, if you're creating a spreadsheet for a user that may be easily confused, It's nice to have comments to give them information of how you calculated things. It's nice to be able to lock and protect cells so they can't destroy your work. And it's nice to be able to protect sheets. So this is something that I use a lot in the workplace. When I create worksheets I'm going to share, I often only make the boxes I want to be changeable, and I protect everything else to keep the integrity of my work in the spreadsheet. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed this video and it helped you to solve this case, and I'll talk to you next time.